Why some people are able to do things in 5 years that would take others a lifetime. Here are 8 secrets rich people use to get anything they want in life. Number 1. They constantly reevaluate themselves. Most people use a pretty simple way to know what their life is like. It's one of 3 scores: not, good, met, or okay. That's how most people evaluate their life holistically. The rich and successful do it differently, though. They break their lives down into 5 big pillars: intellect, money, relationships, health, and emotions. They take the time to see where they land on each one of these individually and at a group level, where the group could be your family, your social circle, or your business. Unless you know in detail how well you're doing in every specific category, how are you supposed to know what to focus on? Most people bundle them all together and wish that somehow their life will magically fix itself. Rich and successful people evaluate their lives every quarter. That's why businesses report how well they are doing quarterly as well. It allows you to make changes fast enough to improve results. Number 2. They focus on one objective at a time. A while ago, somebody put the idea of multitasking on a pedestal, and the entire world ran with it as if it was something from the gods themselves. The truth is, multitasking was a marketing ploy where companies, instead of hiring more people, decided that the same employee should be responsible for more than one task. That way they could improve profit. Only employees multitask. The rich and successful choose one specific goal for every segment of their lives and put all of their efforts into it. Jeff Bezos made his life's purpose to make Amazon the biggest store in the world. That was his one focus. You might be thinking Elon Musk is a very good multitasker, but in reality Elon only has one goal, and all of his companies work together toward that same goal: to make human life sustainable in the long term. Everything else is a subset of this goal. Every company he decides to build is another pillar supporting this one goal, and once the company is in place, other people are put in charge of making the smaller company sustainable. The more things you do, the shittier the quality of the outcome, and everybody successful knows this. That's why you have to put all of your energy into one medium-term goal, and every year set one different goal that builds toward it. Number 3. They play long-term games. This is the curse of mediocrity. Everyone wants success, but it has to come quick, cheaply, and without sacrifice. Long-term games are quite literally the opposite of all of these 3 characteristics. The average person thinks quickly means in a couple of weeks. For the rich, quickly means in the next decade. The average person thinks cheaply means without spending money, while for the rich, cheaply means not having to trade all of their eyes in a day. The average person doesn't want to sacrifice anything in order to get something in return, while the rich know exactly what kind of sacrifice is required, so the goal can be achieved. Every trade you take daily will have effects over the long term. Buying and reading a book now can provide valuable information that will change the path of your life. A small investment in an emerging technology such as Bitcoin could have massive results in 20 to 30 years. Mediocre people think about how they can score a quick point in the game of life, while the rich are focusing on winning it all in the end. Number 4. They use specialized and updated tools and information. The average person spends a tremendous amount of time online exposing themselves to information, but the information they choose is bad or low value. They are consuming the equivalent of junk food in terms of content and entertainment. Why? Because eating healthier is more difficult than eating healthy food, and it's the same with content. Learning how to invest money, how to grow happiness in your life, how to have better relationships and friendships, it all takes a work, time, and sometimes money, but that's why so very few people are successful. Quality is expensive, but most people want it for free in order to have an edge in this marketplace we call the world. You need to have new tools and new knowledge, both of which will require you to spend some money. Think in terms of traditional versus modern agriculture. While the average person is out there working the field by himself, the rich use technology to read weather patterns, use drones to see how their crops are doing, and modern-day machines to optimize their results. This is quite literally a race between someone running on feet versus someone in a Ferrari. The one in the Ferrari will always win long distance. Figure out what you need to learn and then learn that. Figure out what tools you need and then work until you can afford them. Number 5, they set goals in a unique way that allows them to achieve the most. People have already failed or are behind on their New Year's resolutions they set out for themselves. Why? Because for the normal person, a New Year's resolution is just a wish they set out into the universe and pray that the universe will give it to them. Almost every successful person out there uses a very different system of setting goals, where the big goal sits at the top of the pyramid and everything else is broken down into smaller supporting goals, until you get to the bottom of the pyramid where you have your weekly goals. Normal people struggle with procrastination because they lack an effective calendar which allows them to get the important things done quickly and without needing much motivation. Normal people don't know how to use the domino method in order to achieve big goals by building stepping stones that open them up to bigger and better things. We've been studying successful people for our entire adult life. Number 6, they have friends who specialize in different fields that have a common purpose. A big secret successful people use is building networks of other successful people, or at least of individuals that have the same goals as they do. If you're over 25 and your friends don't talk about investing, about the future, about building, and they all talk about partying, complain about money and the good old days, you need to level up your inner circle. Do you realize just how powerful it is to be able to pick up a phone and somebody provide you the answer to a problem you're dealing with? Just how much money and time it saves, not to mention that these people bring you in on deals and help you accelerate your growth because you do the same for them. Their friends are smart and specialized. They do incredible things in their own fields and all of them are pushing hard for similar goals. This is a massive competitive advantage. Number 7, they don't quit until they get what they want. Most people don't even try. Out of the rest, a very good portion try just a little bit, figure out it's too hard and give up. That's why the rich are called the 1%, because the remaining 99 are not able to do what they are doing. To not give up. If this is the life you choose for yourself, how are you supposed to give up after 1 year, 2 years, or even 5 years? It's mind-blowing to us. If this is what you want to do, you know that long term it'll be the best outcome for yourself and everybody you care about. Then just keep pushing, figure out how to survive the shitty part of the journey and keep putting that one foot in front of the other as long as you've got breath in your lungs. Do not quit. While normal people keep trying the same thing over and over again and expect different results, when we say keep going and never give up, this refers to keep learning and improving every time you try with new knowledge, with more understanding of the process, and every single time your odds of success improve. The best thing is you only need to break through the wall once for your life to dramatically change it. That's why you need to keep learning, to invest in yourself and your tools, and to not give up. It's just a matter of not quitting before your time is right. Number 8, they invest first and then spend from profit. This has been one of the biggest financial hacks we've learned, and it's paid off big time. Let's say you want to go on a holiday or splurge on a product that is fairly expensive. Before you pay for it, you have to make a large enough investment that the outcome pays for your purchase. As a rule of thumb, if you can't afford the investment where the profit pays for the product you want, you can't afford the product. We love traveling, which is why we have a travel investment portfolio. We want to travel a lot, so we have to keep putting money into that travel portfolio. The profit we make on that portfolio pays for our luxury trips. Normal people earn a salary and then go to the Apple store and spend it on the new iPhone. When you leave the store, your wallet is empty. Compare that with our position when we come back from our holiday. We have more money than we have when we left, because the portfolio keeps making money for us. A simple example is, let's say you want to buy a new car. Buy a rental property first and allow the rent to pay for the lease on the car. This change of thinking, the idea of having different portfolios for your splurges in life, is a game changer which will allow you to